with the few slides that made my first impression of agriculture burning in Nepal. And who are these farmers that burn the crop residues? These are the people who are using combined harvester. It's a machine that will harvest your yield. And then he also shared some of his beliefs and his community belief, like burning residue will be a good fertilizer for the next harvest, And then it kills pests. And it also drives away other insects and mosquitoes. And usually this burning is done in the evening, where the whole field is, after harvesting one crop, the whole field is set on fire. And they believe if it's done in the evening, the whole village will get rid of mosquitoes and other pests also. So we're here talking about if Nepal is divided into 75 districts itself. Just think like we're talking about one district, and this district said we already have within 5 years 2,000 tractors, and at least 1,000 is in operation each day. So I'm just giving you the scenario of how agriculture is being mechanized. And then one tractor is used almost for 6-7 hours per day, and it uses 21 liters of diesel. Here we can also start thinking of the diesel emissions. And now she's saying, why would not I use the harvester? Because what the harvester did for me in 20 minutes at the rate of 200 rupees, it would take me 3 to 5 days to do, and if I employ people, it would take me 300 to 600 rupees, depending upon the time she makes them work in her field, per day. So the cost is reduced, the time is reduced, so why would not the farmers start using machines? And in Nepal's case, especially because of the heavy migration of youth, the farming families are left without people to work in the farms. And this also has given rise to these machines. And then it's possible from the remittance money to buy the machines also. But this is just the case of the plains, because in the hilly areas where farming is done in the terraces, it's difficult to use these big machines. So here I'm talking about the Tarai area, because this is where the agriculture burning is becoming a practice, established practice. Around 10 million diesel pumps are found in Indo-Gangetic Plain. When we talk of Indo-Gangetic Plain, it's the area like Punjab of India, Punjab of Pakistan, the plain areas of Nepal, almost whole of Bangladesh. So, and this is also the reason where there is a lot of persistent winter fog. This winter fog that we talk about that stays on for days, this is exactly the area where there is winter fog. And in this area, there are 10 million diesel pumps, and each working from 150 to 200 hours and consuming 1 liter of diesel per hour. And when the residues are not burnt in the field, they're still burnt in some other ways, because there in the picture you will see the cow dung mixed with the residues, and these are stocked and these are used throughout the year for household cooking. And it causes serious threat, not just because of the smoke to the human beings or the animals, but also the soil health in the long run. But then there are mitigation options for this too. Different mitigation options have been tried out, like happy seed. Baler is something that will stack and pile your agricultural residues into bundles so that it becomes easy to remove. Paddy straw chopper is something that you use after the feet of straw is left. You just run it in your field and it will chop the remaining part. And then you can prepare a compost. There's also a new research that's going on Punjab University, where they are using these stacks to grow mushrooms. And this will not only preserve the soil's moisture, but this will also stop the weeds from growing. You can have industrial use of it and also use as fuel in the brick kilns. Practices that I visited. This I would not call a practice yet, because this is still in the experimental stage. But I thought this was quite interesting, because we have heard of biomass from the animal waste at the household level, but this was in a little bigger scale, because this has to be fed one time. You don't need to daily feed in, 90% you can use the agriculture residue, 10% cow dung. And once you feed it, it starts making gas in a week's time. But then it gives gas continuously for 3 to 4 months, enough for a family to cook for 3 to 4 months. This plant in Punjab is generating 7.5 megawatt power. It supplies electricity directly to the national grid. And then it uses 70,000 metric ton residue in a year, but this particular plant was using 50,000. The farmers do not have to pay anything to get their fields clear. But then the choice of better air quality versus the amount of resource and effort local people are willing to pay. But am I individually willing to pay more for cleaner air? Because I believe like cleaner air should come to me. Again, expectation from media in this issue, awareness, advocacy. I mean, writings more from an advocate point of view would really be helpful because, now this is becoming a human right issue. And then also, as I said, include farmer stories. And do not forget to include women farmer stories because, there was a time we were talking of feminization of agriculture. Women are working in the fields.